Hey everyone, my name is Uriah Steffen. I'm a member of the Day2Try elite team. I first met Day2Try a few years ago at Leon's triathlon. It was a day that forever changed the trajectory of my life. And I am eternally grateful for Day2Try and the members of Day2Try. Thank you for joining in for Day2Try's Day2Give today. But today I'm here with David Rotter, the Dave Rotter. Dave is a certified prosthetist and owner of David Rotter Prosthetics. Meeting Dave at Leon's changed the way I walk, changed the way I ran, changed the way I tackle every goal every single day. And I am, once again, eternally grateful for that opportunity, the chance to meet Dave, and just the impact that Dave has left on my life. Dave has been a staple at all Day2Try camps, clinics, and events for the past 10 years and has helped many, including myself, achieve the things that they never thought they could. So today, welcome, Dave. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm delighted to be here.
Awesome. Dave, it is hard to imagine that folks don't know you, don't know who David Rotter is. But for those that might not, can you tell us a little bit about David Rotter Prosthetics?
Sure. So, kind of in your introduction, you said you walk differently, you run differently, and you kind of approach things differently. And I think that's really been kind of the focus of my approach with, people like you, Uriah. So I saw you that day. I was like, I got to go talk to this guy. There's something special about this guy. And, I saw the tenacity in your eye, and I was like, I need to talk to you. And I think each individual, regardless of kind of how we approach it or, what we're approaching, each one of us as an individual has that kind of spark inside. And I've been really fortunate in kind of being able to recognize the spark and maybe nurture the spark in amputee athletes. That's kind of my focus at David Rotter Prosthetic. And as far as Day2Try, I'm very proud to say that I was there at the inception, at the very birth of Day2Try. So when Carrie, Melissa, and Dan had that first idea, they came to me and they said, "What do you think of this?" I said, "I think it's extraordinary." And then I said, "What can I do to help?" And that basically, I suppose, started my journey with Day2Try at the very, very beginning. It's this robust, wonderful, strong organization right now that it continues to grow. But in the very beginning, we all went to a little Panera Bread over here in Chicago and had meetings and, just kind of dreamed together. And I'm so proud of what Carrie, Dan, and Melissa have built. And I'm just so happy to be along for the ride. So, my perspective has always been that, Day2Try is a mobility group, and I want to play my part as far as nurturing and empowering mobility to the best of my ability. And that has been my mission throughout the Day2Try journey.
When you met with Carrie and Melissa and Dan, you saw the passion that they had. You saw the desire, the plan that they had laid out, and you said, I love this. What can I do to help? And you've carried that mentality, that same passion to serve and to help others far throughout all of the things that you do. Every person that you help, it's always, how can you help them? How can you serve them? How can you better their life and better their future? And that was one of the things that really drew me to you and wanting to work with you and just be a part of David Rotter, but also be a part of Day2Try, because every individual at Day2Try has that same passion, that same goal, that same desire to serve and to help others. And that's a family that I am proud to be part of. So.
You couldn't have said it any better. I think what it is ultimately, it's a family environment. It's a family atmosphere. It's a family/community of people who support one another. And yeah, I think service is really kind of an integral part of it. I think for me, nothing is more inspiring to me to see someone say who's never run and say, I just want to run for the very first time. So from my perspective, I can't see a better way to live life, and for me to be in a position where I can actually help that individual than to do just that. Yeah. So let's shift the focus to you, Uriah. Tell me a little bit about what got you involved in adaptive sporting. We met that day at Leon's. What got you to adaptive sporting, and then I suppose ultimately to triathlon, paratriathlon?
Yeah, so that goes back a little ways into the history of my personal journey and myself, but cycling was a big part of my life in 2010, 2011, and leading into 2012. When I was riding my bicycle and had that accident that ultimately ended up in the amputation of my left foot, I had nothing. There was nothing else that I wanted to do more than just get back on the bike and get back to cycling, get back to running or riding. That passion that just burned inside of me, and I wanted so badly to get back out and just feel the wind in my face, feel the wind on my hands, and just that exhilarating sensation of going as fast as I physically possibly could on a bicycle. And so it was having to heal, having to learn to walk again. And then once I was comfortable walking, it was, okay, how do I push myself a little bit and just get back on the bike? But I knew there was also another burning desire to run, and I wanted to cycle, but I also wanted to run, and I wanted to combine both of them. As I looked at running events, I got into track and field a little bit, and then realized I'm pushing 30. I'm not going to be able to keep up with a lot of these other people that are out here on this track. I better pick a sport that I can endure long term and find something that's going to treat me well. So triathlon felt like a decent fit. I thought I'd give it a shot, and I fell in love with the sport almost immediately. Then for number 2 triathlon to be one where I saw a family of adaptive sports and adaptive athletes, and I thought, this is my family, this is my community. And the minute I left that place, I turned to my wife and said, this is something I've never seen before. This is an event, a family that there's no comparison to. And I knew that I was hooked from that day on.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's totally awesome. What's so cool about what's happened with Dare to Try is now, it used to be just one camp. Now it's multiple camps. I mean, there's enough participants where the groups can be broken down into subgroups, where people can be, adequately paired with folks at their level. And, I feel that, again, like you mentioned, that this is the family group that I saw myself be a part of. So the moniker that one inspires many is completely apropos. And you see that time and time again in events and camps that Dare to Try puts on. And the same contagious feeling that you have, I've had from day one and continue to have.
Dave, thank you so much for all that you've done for me, the Dare to Try family, and all the other athletes that are out there. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you again. It'll be soon. Love you, man.
Uriah, I love you right back. And I also can't wait to see you soon. And I can't wait to see what is in store for Uriah Steffen. I know the sky's the limit. I can't wait to see what you're capable of in the same way that I can't wait to see what all of our Dare to Try athletes are capable of. You have the desire, you have a community that supports you, and that's the majesty and beauty of Dare to Try. So love you back and can't wait to see you soon.
Donate now and build a stronger future for Dare to Try and its athletes. Thank you for supporting Day2Give.